Hello and welcome to Negative Feedback. Today I'm joined with Aslan.
Hello, Aslan here, aka Li0nsmane, professional Instagram husband, YouTuber. I also have some Instagram photos that are taken on film occasionally, so check them out, they're down below.
Today we're shooting in Knightsbridge in London, and we're going to be taking photos, kind of street style documentary of people who are crazy about cars, car fanatics. Let's go shoot. Wander up and down. I think that's basically just thinking F and E fast.
Headbanger, sick of hearing lyrics from a dead rapper. My friends matter, and if you ain't ever been alone, then you end at a slow stop. Don't know what, I ain't been anywhere but yo go cop. All my last shit, tryna find myself within an artist. I'ma find myself and I could dance with a next chick, cause of music and my head's big, but I got it by myself. Beat so smooth, got me jotting about myself. Respect to anyone who's on it, I can tell. And now I'm rhyming on a tip. 5 bills to anybody nicer than my clip.
We're trying to shoot a project on people who are so into cars that they just kind of spend their day running up and down the high street, filming and photographing all the supercars.
Yeah, for some reason, like around this area in Knightsbridge, like around Harrods, all the kind of wealthy cars come out, and you get like this kind of subculture of young guys who grab like a camera, whatever it is, and like avidly take video after video and upload them onto their YouTube channels, just car spotting around London. So I've been shooting for a while now, and I've come to the end of this roll, and what I'm using at the moment is Cinestill 50. I'm finding as the day gets on, it's getting a little bit too dark, so I'm f2 most of the time, and as you can imagine, f2, it's a bit hard to nail the focus every time, so I'm going to change to a bit of a high speed film, change to Portra 400. So this Leica, the MP, has like a really slow rewind. No.
we have finished shooting the cars for the meantime, mainly just because it's a bit hit and miss, I guess, of waiting around.
Yeah, and it's hard, like, you know, everybody springs into action when a car drives past, and like there's like so much waiting, and then everything happens in the space of like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So you gotta be kind of like ready. So we've done a bit of that.
Yeah. So we just got our film back from the lab, it's a few days later, and we're going to talk through a few of our images and kind of, I guess it's the feedback half.
Our thoughts and feelings on how the day went shooting, and I suppose like how, not just the pictures turned out, but how like the films that we used performed as well.
Yeah, so like I think one of the big things for me at first was I've never seen Cinestill 50.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually surprised how little the difference was between Portra and Cinestill.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, Cinestill is it has like a slightly reddish like hue to it that I'm not a big fan of. So this is the second roll of Cinestill that I've shot. So I've shot in a bit cloudy conditions and like sunny conditions, like we did on the day as well. So I don't think I'll be going back to that, only because sometimes the color is a bit too red for my liking.
Yeah, I just thought it was quite neutral. I was expecting it to be more tinted.
Maybe I'm seeing the red because it was so sunny and we really
Yeah.
wanted to shoot a bit more.
I guess I was just because it's Cinestill, I was expecting like the more filmic look, as in blockbuster film, as opposed to
I see.
like 35mm film. And it looks completely like 35mm film and not so much like a movie.
No, yeah, I think they're probably going for like not Hollywood blockbuster, more like a really nicely shot like art house film, like in the 80s and 90s or something, you know. I mean, for me, one of the biggest advertisements of the Cinestill is that it's got like a really fine grain, supposedly, right? If you were to compare it to like Portra 400, Portra would be noticeably more grainier. But I mean, it's not like a heaven and earth difference to me. No. Like, you know, there's a bit of a difference. But for me personally, if I was gonna go out and shoot things that are like fast moving subjects, I'd rather shoot at like ISO 400 and know that I can bump up the shutter speed to 1/250th or get a higher aperture.
But the other thing about Cinestill, which sounds cool, is supposedly it has such a wide exposure latitude.
But on the canister, Cinestill does say
it's supposedly able to retain the grain the more you push it. But with the 50, it's just such a low ISO. And I think that's one of the reasons it puts me off shooting it, just in case one day I feel like I need the extra speed.
Yeah, even if it's a sunny day, we still had situations where we went to like a more like shaded street, and I was suddenly finding like I was going from like f4 and I couldn't quite expose right.
I feel quite often I don't always finish one roll in one day.
Yeah.
And it's like if I load Cinestill 50 and then the next time I go and shoot it's not sunny, is my camera just going to be like invalid for the next shoot?
That's true. And you're kind of stuck, you know, and like shooting film isn't a cheap thing, so
and like that's not a cheap film either.
To me personally, Cinestill wouldn't be my go-to daylight film. It's good at what it does. It has very little grain, but it's a little bit inflexible.
So recently I've been shooting a lot more stuff which isn't as fast-paced as this shoot, like more composure kind of composition-based things and portraits. And so it was really quite different getting out and shooting more street-style stuff where you actually had to be really fast and kind of bang on the focus.
Yeah.
It was quite fun. It was like a good little test to make sure you could still actually function.
Yeah, and I think it's a good way to like be able to train your eye to see things. If you're shooting things that aren't like moving fast or the situation isn't changing all the time, you can get a bit lazy by thinking, oh, I can really take my time here, you know? But like having to shoot more street fast stuff, you kind of have to be on the ball and you have to be relatively quick. So not only does it teach you the mechanicals of getting your camera ready fast, but it's also like how to see relatively quickly and like foresee where like subjects are moving into.
Yeah. It was like foreshadowing as well, I guess. You see the car coming down the road ahead of time. And you see whereabouts the spotters are, and you gotta like, you can't compose the image before it happens, and the cars go relatively quick. So it was like, it's nice thinking about things in a very quick period of time.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people when they first start to like shoot more kind of street style photography get kind of really demotivated because they get back and they're like, oh, like half my stuff wasn't in focus, or isn't framed right. But it's just something that can only get better with practice.
Yeah.
In my first and second year uni, I did like a lot of street shooting, and at the end of that second year, I was able to like almost judge distances by just looking at them like really accurately, and I could set like my focus really well. So you just need practice. Keep at it. Do it like 2 or 3 times a week if you can. It's the only way you can really get better.
So one of the cool things about shooting something like this is that you know that people are going to be there next week if you want to shoot it again. So you can kind of come back and refine your compositions or try and up your game, I guess, or try and get the best footage you could to then really polish off it as a little project.
Yeah, and that's like a motivating factor. I'm looking at this one shot here and I feel like I'm just not close enough. I know like next time if I was to do it, I'd grow a pair and tell myself, actually, you know, I need to be about 2 meters closer to the guys shooting the cars. I need to be a bit more like brave, like Bruce Gilden style, and be in their face. Taking the initial like shots and then seeing them, reviewing them, can be a great kind of motivator for you to actually go out there and get a little bit closer and be a bit more brave.
Thank you for watching. I'm sure there'll be some sort of video next week. Hopefully you enjoyed it.